Hello my dear Marvel friends. This is the last video of our series. Basically the trilogy we made. Of leaked script of Avengers. Kang Dynasty. If you are here for the first time, make sure you had watched first 2 parts. The links are in the comment section. And also in the description. Now let us begin with the last part. In space, different dramas are unfolding because one of the 2 Negabands has now been obtained by Immortus, and he has become very powerful. Seeing this, all the Avengers leave from there. A portal opens. But Wonder Man gets some weird idea. He tells Kamala, look, let me fight one last fight. Give me your Negaband. This was the most idiotic move, to be honest. But Kamala, coming into his hands, gives him the Negaband. Wonder Man charges himself fully and attacks him. A terrible shockwave is generated. But Wonder Man is finished. Immortus now has both Negabands, which fuse with his body, giving him new clothes, a proper upgrade, new powers, and making him very, very powerful. Seeing this, all the members of the Council of Kang's present bow before him, and it's understood that something very big has happened. Meanwhile, Doctor Strange, chasing the Scarlet Centurion, finally manages to take his sling ring back from him. Although the Scarlet Centurion escapes from there, Doctor Strange thinks, let me go back. While going back, a plot twist comes, and Doctor Strange meets the Fantastic Four. The Fantastic Four take Doctor Strange straight to the TVA, telling him they've been monitoring this whole thing for a long time, and they have a solution for this entire destruction of realities because they're, Mr. Fantastic, Susan, Franklin, and a few other superheroes were present, like Deadpool, both Spider-Man we've seen, and Nicolas Cage's Ghost Rider. But not only that, Doctor Strange also sees the solution himself, which is a life raft or a large spaceship. Meanwhile, the Scarlet Centurion has now returned to Ramatut, who is sitting in his castle. He has finished that entire fight. And when Ramatut sees the Scarlet Centurion, he asks him, bro, where were you? You went after the rings, right? And the Scarlet Centurion is just a failure. The very thing he had been telling Ramatut for so long, he himself has now become that. He is the weak link, not Ramatut. And just as an argument is going on between them, Immortus also arrives. Immortus now has the Negabands and is so powerful that seeing him, everyone automatically bows, and he tells Ramatut, no, you are my most loyal follower. You are not the weak link. Someone else is. And he shows this by putting his hand on his shoulder, and threads from his Negabands come out and start influencing Ramatut's brain. And thus, he manipulates him into killing the Scarlet Centurion. Meaning, Ramatut and Immortus together kill the Scarlet Centurion right there. Although seeing this, all the Kang variants present there are not happy, but they had no option. Immortus is just too powerful now. But then we are shown a scene of that same void once again. Kang the Conqueror is still fighting his clones, who are constantly telling him, you lost, you are a failure, you are nothing. And after drowning in all this, Kang just gives up. He gives up and starts to faint, and then some old memories come before him. There's a long field of roses where he is just walking. With him is his wife, Ravana, who is pregnant at this time, and life is good. But then the next shot shows Kang in his full armor, killing the Avengers of some other reality. In his hand is Tony Stark's skull, which he crushes with his hands, and with this, the scene shifts to Kang's castle near that rose field. He is wearing that same armor. In front of him is the time chair. But Ravana, who is still pregnant, tells him, please don't go. If you go, you might not return. But Kang is very driven. He tells Ravana, try to understand. If I don't go, my own variants will come and destroy this whole place. So Ravana says, okay, let them. Let them burn it down. We will build again. But Kang was too obsessed. He doesn't listen to her, sits on the time chair, and disappears from there. After this, we are shown the next shot. The entire citadel of the Council of Kangs, they are screaming very loudly, going crazy, somewhat like the post-credit scene of Quantumania. In the midst of this, Kang is standing. Immortus, Ramatut, and the Scarlet Centurion have bound him in chains and are going to punish him. But before anything can happen, Kang somehow escapes. He once again runs and sits in his time chair and arrives in his own reality. But this reality, this place, this home he left behind is not the same. The rose field is completely on fire. His castle has now become a ruin. He goes to find his wife and finds her, but hanging from a tree and burning. Seeing this sight, Kang goes completely mad and, in anger, thinks he will take his revenge. But before he can do anything, all the other variants of Kang arrive here too. Immortus, who was the biggest, comes to his ears and tells him, I did all this. Your wife is waiting for you in hell. But alas, you won't go there, because he is exiling him. And with this, they break a device of his time chair, so its GPS location, all those things, won't work, and they put him in the time chair and send him into the quantum realm. And after thinking about all this, Kang is sitting there. He still has Ravana's necklace in his hand. But surprisingly, after he accepts all this, all the clones present there are no longer attacking him, they are just observing him curiously. He holds the necklace in his hand. A different determination comes on his face, and seeing this, all the clones standing there, instead of cursing him or taunting him, start chanting his name. Kang, Kang, Kang. And with this, Kang the Conqueror stands up. He starts absorbing the entire probability storm that was swirling there. Fire seems to come out of his aura, and suddenly, he starts rising from the depth he had fallen into. All his clones keep getting absorbed into him, and we can understand that he has now become very powerful. His armor is being rebuilt again. Something new is being formed, and now this is not Kang, but Beyonder Kang. Meanwhile, outside, we see the world is completely destroyed. Forget New York, Los Angeles, San Francisco you all saw. The sky has turned green. It's raining, but it's acid rain. And the Avengers who are left, Thor, Spider-Man, Sam Wilson, Daredevil, Punisher, meaning the few who remain, are all holed up in the Avengers bunker. But then the army of Immortus and Ramatut arrives there, calling them out. Sam Wilson takes a stand once again. Throws his shield, it hits Immortus too. But beyond that, those people are too powerful. Their army was huge, and these guys still try to fight. But Kamala gets hurt. Spider-Man tries to take her and run from there, but then Spider-Man also gets hit, and both of them are just lying there, waiting for death because the army is coming towards them. But then the Fantastic Four make their entry. They arrive there with the life raft. Doctor Strange comes. He finds Peter and Kamala both and puts them in the life raft. And before Immortus can observe all this, Beyonder Kang has arrived. Now, a terrible fight ensues between Beyonder Kang and Immortus. Something that is shattering realities. Timelines are breaking. They are going from one dimension to another, and they don't care. They just want to kill each other because Immortus considers himself God, and Beyonder is fulfilling his revenge. And thus, they all land right in the middle of a Yggdrasil where Loki is present. Loki is watching all this with his own eyes. He is tired. Timelines are breaking. But still, he tries to reason with them. These two keep fighting. But still, Loki uses his powers to push them apart. And seeing this, Immortus says, "Okay, I got what I wanted." And he starts absorbing Loki's powers. Loki slowly starts losing his life essence. And seeing this, Beyonder Kang uses his powers, warps time a little, and comes in front of Loki. Now, the powers that Immortus was pulling from Loki all go into Beyonder Kang. And we think that Beyonder Kang, okay, he has become a good guy now, maybe this is his redemption arc, so he will help Loki. But he grabs Loki and throws him aside and then starts fighting again. The entire timeline keeps breaking. But now Beyonder Kang has some of Loki's powers inside him. So, he infuses his fiery aura into those timelines and uses them to bind Immortus. He literally binds Immortus with the timeline, strangles him, and finishes him off. Oh yes, I forgot to mention this thing, Beyonder Kang is not alone. He also has Shang-Chi's 10 rings. When he arrives on that Earth, Shang-Chi, who is dead, his 10 rings go straight to Beyonder. So, using those rings, he defeats Immortus. He fights him, and now, by fusing the Negabands and the 10 rings together, he creates a device that tries to stop the timelines that are being destroyed. But he realizes that it's not possible. And then he remembers Ravana's words, "Okay, if it gets destroyed, burns down, then let it. We will rebuild." And he starts giving a new shape to those timelines themselves. And all this, the life raft from which the remaining Avengers, Doctor Strange, Spider-Man, Kamala, and Sam Wilson, are all observing. And before their eyes, the creation of that entire battle world happens, which Beyonder builds with his own hands. He builds this world in such a way that if a thread of reality is not completely destroyed and that much part of it is alive, then he takes that much part of it and fuses it with the alive part of some other reality, and thus creates a whole new world. In reality, the Statue of Liberty is covered with some alien vines. The Empire State Building is fused with Stark Tower. The Baxter Building is also present there. The Xavier Mansion is next to it, and such a makeshift world is visible. But Beyonder doesn't care. This is his new battle world, and right above it, he builds Chronopolis, his own city. And the next shot we see is once again that same rose field. Beyonder Kang recreates that entire scene. He creates two suns just like in his reality. He is wearing some royal clothes instead of armor. He goes into the rose field, where he meets Ravana. She smiles seeing Kang and tells him, "I love you." Kang smiles looking at her, gives her a kiss, and says, "I love you too. For all time, always." So, that was the entire story of Kang Dynasty that I told you. This is actually a script of around 170 pages, maybe more, and it took me many hours to read it. But I hope you liked the way I told it. Now, it's completely in your hands. You have to decide whether what you heard was right, a real script, or fake. But there are many mixed opinions about it online. Some say it's completely fake. Some say it's AI generated. Some say yes, it could be real because it was the first draft, and such things are put in the first draft, then they are refined slowly. But I don't know. You judge from what I told you and let me know what you think. But look, real or not, I hope you enjoyed it. And if you did, please like the video.